And I'm here to show you my latest Graphics Fairy Junk Journal Design Team project. This one has been really fun for me. I used some skills I learned in a tutorial that I took, and I did make some changes, but I also just reveled in sort of the lessons I learned. And this latest journal I am calling my Swallow Song. As you can see, it is sort of devoted to birds. I have put a little label here called Bird's Nest, and there is a lovely photo, a lovely picture of a swallow. This does come from the Graphics Fairy premium website. And just to get a look at how it looks on the cover, it has sort of an open spine, but I put it like a braid down the middle, sort of gathering the sides together, and I love this. It looks to me like a very fat French braid. Here's the back. It's just a collaged back with all of these papers come from the Graphics Fairy premium website. So let's open it up. Now it is sort of unique in that the cover is a various sort of flip outs and windows and doors into the journal, but the journal proper doesn't start till you get through all the layers of the cover. I did secure it with a bulldog clip and this lovely ivory sari silk, and you can just simply unclip it and place it to the side to get it started. Now let's start opening up the very first little window, and you turn this page, and I'm going to move it over so I can get it all the way into the frame here. And the back cover of the little front door, as I like to call it, does have a little lace pocket with a hidden birdie picture and paper that does come from the Graphics Fairy website. You'll see a lot of these egg prints. I adore these egg prints that the Graphics Fairy has. I just love them. The second page that you'll see here is a belly band of some really lovely old eyelet. I don't have very much left. And I did do a lot of collaging on this page and then covered it with the eyelet. This little pocket that I made does come from the McGuffey Second Reader, and this particular McGuffey belonged to my husband's grandmother, so it was special. The book is very old and crumbly, but I do make scans, and I just thought while we're here working away, I would put in some extra things. This postcard I made using an image from the Graphics Fairy, and I will just sort of slip it in there like that and put it back in the tuck spot, turning the page. I did leave this part blank completely. I thought whoever ends up with this journal, what a lovely place to be able to write your name and address and some personal thoughts about yourself or why the purpose of this journal. And it's on old antique ledger paper. I just thought that would be really fun. The next flip out is this bit right here, and I'm gonna say I love this flower. I made a little tuck spot, but I didn't cover the flower because I loved it so much, but it could easily have something inserted into this tuck spot like that, a tag or a little piece of paper. This tuck spot along here on this side of the journal cover, this is covered in an old linen napkin that actually did belong to my grandmother. They were sweet little napkins, but this one was really stained, so I didn't feel bad cutting it up. And I did tuck in this little piece of paper. This comes from the Graphics Fairy original website, this Birdie Darling music sheet. I know many of you have used it and seen it across the internet, but I just love it so much, and I've never used it. I thought I would print it and age it up and fold it, and then tuck this little bookmark that I made. I'm just gonna tuck that right there in that little slot and stick it back in its place. And then when you turn this page of the cover, you come to another set of flip outs, and here is the flip out that has some more of the lovely egg prints, and I couldn't bear to cover these eggs. I did make a journal tuck spot here, but I just thought, well, I'm just going to cover a tag in the same print, and that way I'm not covering the eggs and you can still see them. But contained within this little mini journal, I've added a lot of really neat pieces of old paper, and I did make this little vignette with one of my favorite Graphics Fairy images, the fat robin. I just love that robin. He's in the premium website, and I use him all the time. I put fairies standing on him. I make him big, I make him little, I make him a note cards. I adore him so much. But this little mini journal is available. There's tuck spots to add things. I've got a tag right here I could stick in. This barn swallow does come from the premium website. And then before you even get to the journal proper, we have another belly band and a tuck spot with a pocket that I received from Sam Poole, a very similar pocket, and I was just determined to make one of my own, and I stuffed in some little goodies into that pocket, just wrapped them all up and stuck them in there, all old papers, and stuffed the pocket full of sweet little tags. There it is right there. Here's a swallow, also from the premium website. He comes in a print that has 3 different birds flying, and he is also one of my favorite birds on that website. The Graphics Fairy has amazing birds. You just can't find better birds anywhere, really. You don't need to go anywhere else for birds. The Graphics Fairy has all the birds. So you stick that back in that belly band like that. And then we finally get to the journal part, the guts of the journal. And in this, there's only one signature. It's one big fat signature that I've made. And I've used many Graphics Fairy images. Here once again are the egg images. I did stuff some old bits of vintage paper and a photo in there. It's a little grandma. She reminded me of my grandma who loved birds. She always had bird books. And some of the lovely Graphics Fairy music. I made a flip out of an envelope here, and another piece from my husband's grandma's McGuffey second reader. I just love that. In fact, I'm going to stick something else in here. Here's another image of the sparrows on a wire, barn sparrows. I think I will stick them right in there and put it back in place there. But this is a lovely old trade card from Edwin E. Burt's Fine Shoes. I love this. I think it's Edwin C. Burt, but I love this, and I just printed this out as is to use as a journaling card. I did print on the back some of the old foxed papers. This is a printable from the Graphics Fairy. It's a journal page that was designed by one of the Graphics Fairy designers, and I love it. I love the narcissus and the boxwood. It's just so pretty. And here is a pocket that I made years ago, and I just love it. I think that nest I got off of a Graphics Fairy somewhere, and I made it into a stamp. But this is all bits and pieces of Graphics Fairy imagery that I've just sort of put onto that tag and put into this pocket. That's a library pocket. Some more Graphics Fairy papers and images, and Here is a vintage envelope, which I have made into a tuck spot. And it's a French envelope, and I don't know if you can see, it folds out, and Monsieur Castor, I think that's the name on the envelope, but I did fold it in on itself and once again put another tag that I'd made using egg prints. And then I made this giant journaling card, which I love, from this Graphics Fairy image of a bird in a bush with some gold frame. And I did make a spot where you can tuck a tag if you so choose, and of course you can journal on the back, and it's just stuck in there like that with a paper clip. And here are some lovely, I think there's some sort of finches in this picture, lovely yellow finches, and plenty of writing space. And this piece of paper right here is a digital that I designed using all Graphics Fairy imagery and a little bit of my own, but I do love those two meadow birds, and they are, there is an envelope attached to the back of them, and I made it so that it opens all the way up. It's not glued down. You could glue it and put something in it, but I thought it would be a fun way to add some journaling opportunities, and then I've just slid it into this little side envelope with a border I made from some Graphics Fairy borders that are available. Lovely border, and that goes on there like that. And I did sort of stick this egg picture on there as well. Some extra little journaling paper that was attached here like that. All these, this is an old vintage piece of paper. I made this little bag from a Graphics Fairy premium website, Printable, that's one of my favorites. I just love it. And I did fill it with these darling little tags that you can find on the website. I just love these little teeny weeny tags, and they're just attached there. Here's a glassine envelope with a print of, this is one of my favorite prints, these 3 eggs. And on the back, I did attach a vintage French letter just for fun. And on watercolor paper, I printed these seabird eggs and turned up the bottom to create a pocket. And then I stuffed in one of my other favorite Graphics Fairy images. And I know I keep saying, this is my favorite image. This is my favorite image. Well, if it's in one of my journals, they're all my favorite images. I have so many. There's just so many great images on the Graphics Fairy. And this is the barn swallow poem. And it prints out, I don't know if you can see, it prints out with a really pretty purpley lavender print ink. And I just love that look, and sort of juxtaposed it with this dried hydrangea, fall hydrangea. I dried it last fall, and it's got a lot of that purple in it, and I adhered it to this little strip of old embossed wallpaper. Here's some more tags using, these are printable images from the Graphics Fairy. Both of these are printable tags. And another tuck spot with some more envelopes. They aren't filled yet. This is a bag that I made using that wonderful printable paper. This is one of my favorite papers. I just love it so much. And they slip right back in there like that. Another tag with dried hydrangea on it from my I have a lot of hydrangeas. And this is my favorite thing. I think it must be the bow. I made another tag using one of those other swallows on that print that has 3 different birds, but I fussy cut each one of them out, and then I made this tag, and at the bottom I made it an uptuck into this lace pocket going upwards. I found in my ribbon stash this really gorgeous, really heavy silk satin ribbon. It's so pretty. I just love that. And then I made a flip up here using this lovely egg print. I love the blue eggs, they're beautiful, just like that. And this is washi tape from the Tattered Paper Treasures washi tape. It's wonderful. And I have a bunch of old giant labels that I've been printing it on to use, and it goes perfectly with another one of these little printable tags that's in one of the kits. And I've just filled it with printables and music, the Woodland Warbler. I love that. I did make that smaller than it actually is so that it would fit in here. And there's flip-ups and more tags from my McGuffey's Reader. Here's 3 of the barn swallows that I did fussy cut them as well and made them so that they give a little more, excuse me, strength to this envelope. More of the tags you can find, some old paper, and I love this. I love this card right here, Things in the Forest. I'm just going to move that out so you can see how pretty that is. I just think that is the sweetest little card, and that's a recent discovery of mine in the graphics fair. I had never seen that one before I started searching out birds. Now here's a giant paper clip that I made, a bezel with resin, and it's a little robin sitting on a branch, and some a glassine envelope filled with just cutouts, all graphics fairy images just cut out and put in the envelope and just sort of snuggled up under my robin there on the back of the embossed wallpaper. I haven't filled this yet. Here's some more of those little darling tags. I love those with sweet little birds on them. So we're almost to the end here. Another bag, printable, done with a graphics fairy printable, and some more of my digital paper that I made up, and just old paper, and another one of those lovely little tags. They're just great. And finally we come to the back of the journal proper with another library pocket, some watercolor paper where you could maybe do some bird prints. And of course we come here to nests and eggs. This is, I think, one of the most iconic graphics fairy images that there is, and I think everybody adores it, and I'm no exception. And I did have this pocket. I made a pocket out of this piece of muslin, and this sticks in there nicely, and it would be fun to put something. I don't think this will fit, but that would be too big, but stick something down in there. And we get to the very end, and I have this little booklet cover that I made that you could write little thoughts. You could sew paper into it. It makes a great little booklet. And then there's this secret pocket that opens up where you could just put some different things into the pocket, little bits and pieces of paper, secret thoughts, more little tags down in there like that. This is a tag that comes from the barn swallow comes from the graphics fairy. And there you have it. That's the very, very final, the end of the journal. And we've seen the back, and then when you turn it over, you can take your bulldog clip, just sort of sort out which way it goes, and then just clip it like this to your cover. Like, I'm going to do it, I swear. There we go. So that's my journal. I was really excited to make this one. I had a lot of fun. It is in my sort of wheelhouse in terms of the coloring. I really do adore pale things, and I use colors, and I make journals with colors, but my first love is a white journal. I call these a white journal, and I just really especially love the way this one turned out. So thank you, everybody, and thank you, Graphics Fairy, once again for having me on your design team, and can't wait to see you next time. Bye.